Hey everyone, I'm James with AllCentralFlorida. Now, just a quick word of notice on this video. I normally don't do one like this, but I felt that the evidence was mounting enough that I felt warranted to actually release a video of this nature. Now, this video is going to be based off of a lot of rumors and direct evidence off of social media accounts, so after this video goes published, it would not shock me if the posts get hidden. Now, as you can kind of tell by the title potentially, as I've not thought of the title at the time of publishing, well, even the time of recording this video, I should say, that Nickelodeon Hotel might be coming back to Orlando, which I can see directly happening based off of a news report, image off of a social media page, and a webpage from the developer themselves. Before we begin, I want to give you guys a little backstory to the property. The property is at US 192 and 429. Now, it's going to be right across from the Target near Margaritaville Resort, directly to the west. So you guys can figure out where it is, and I'll have a map on the screen for you right now. And this project has been very interesting because originally it was years ago thought to be the Osceola County Sports Complex. That would have been the rival to Disney's ESPN Wide World of Sports, which is also in Osceola County. So they wanted to build a wide world of sports near the wide world of sports. Now, I don't know why they wanted to do it, but suffice to say, years passed, nothing happened on the property. And then back in, it was like 2019, a company called Everest Group of Companies bought the property, and they wanted to build 3 resorts there. And this is where we get into like the nitty-gritty of it. And again, for all of you guys who would like to see it, there's going to be chapter marks for which respective hotel I talk about. Properties, there's going to be, as per their master plan, 3 areas. There's going to be a 5-star luxury resort, the Everest Hotel, which is at the initial time Grand Medina, and then a kid-friendly resort. And we knowing that Cartoon Network's in the game now up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, one could think, okay, it's going to be Cartoon Network because we had Nickelodeon. However, since the time of it coming out, evidence has pointed to Nickelodeon coming back to Orlando, which they've never technically left. Nickelodeon does actually have one of their, I think it's like Nickelodeon's Experiences, a division of the company which would be involved with the resorts in some regard, still in Orlando. So, believe it or not, Nickelodeon still has a presence in Orlando, even at a corporate level, compared to when they left Universal Studios in 2005. Around the same time that Nickelodeon Resorts by Holiday Inn opened before they closed in 2016. So I find it very interesting that it's going to be about within 10 years of Nickelodeon leaving the area to them coming back fully. But we'll talk about Nickelodeon at the end of the video. So I'm going to be able to give you guys the best available evidence of it. And so I'm going to be using for purely infographics and all. So screenshots of imagery, website videos, so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Before we do that, we're going to go now into Grand Medina, and then we're going to go into the luxury resort as well. Now, Grand Medina, I will say, has most likely had a name change since then, as they have partnered with a company as well, which we have all the company's names courtesy of photographs from Everest. And we can double down on Nickelodeon off of a webpage. Now I'm going to give you guys a little bit more backstory into how long I've known about this project. I actually happen to find, by happenstance, by looking through the property appraiser of Osceola County, that a company bought this parcel of land. And I thought it was interesting by the name. The name was GMR Developments 1. I was like, okay, so they want to do something. From there, I started digging into the Osceola County permits, and I found out that they got a community development district. And from there, it actually snowballed into finding the website for not only their commercial development district, the CDD, but also knowing the project name for Grand Medina, courtesy of as well the public record document showing the outside of it, an article on Growth Spotter, which they have done 4, I think, articles at this time, in addition to the Grand Medina website. And since then, the project has been a bit in limbo. They actually filed for permits last year showing a master plan, and that was initially denied. I think it was for traffic or wetlands. And this was all before I found out about the project in March of 2021 from looking on the property appraiser. So I figured I told 2 people about the project and just say, hey, I'm tracking this. I will let you know if I see anything else. And because of that, once the permit was denied, it was denied around March, if I recall. It might have been denied sooner, but I noticed that they started canceling the community development district meeting. So it's like, okay, this project isn't going anywhere. Well, lo and behold, I just happened to go check a few nights ago and see, okay, they just filed a permit to put 2 construction trailers on their property, which is telling me that they are aiming to break ground on these projects and do land clearing by the end of 2021, which would actually put them onto a Growth Spotter article and to website messagery saying that they are interested at opening up in 2023 at the earliest. So I thought that that was very interesting as well. And from there, just finding out this project, they want to do a lot. As I've already mentioned multiple times before, they have the 3 resorts that they want to do. They also want to have apartments, office space, like office retail space, and a medical center. So there's going to be quite a lot in about 117 acres of land. Think it's 117, but who knows? With projects can go a bit overboard and they'll kind of realize we need more space. Now, mind you, I haven't seen anything from the My South Florida Water Management District, which tells me that they are just ready to clear the ground and they're not ready to build up fully. Hey everyone, VoiceOver James here, and I'm going to be taking you through some of the web pages here on the Everest Place website. So we're going to be seeing the luxury resort, Everest Resort and Spa, as well as the kids resort. Now let's begin. So everyone, here is the Everest Place Resort website, and the website truly shows the project experience the unexpected, especially with Nickelodeon coming back, but we'll discuss that in a little bit. But first, let's see on the website here, where this is just their whole, what they're going to have. And as we can see, they're going to have a resort and spa, which would be their own partnered hotel. The luxury hotel, which is Kempinski, multifamily apartments, condos, a shopping village, medical center, office space, and conference center. Now, the funny thing is, if we look at the master plan, it shows that there's a kid-themed hotel and resort, but they don't want to show that webpage just yet. Which leads to how I found out about their Nickelodeon page all the more interesting. Now, if we go down, it says, enjoy a sense of community, life is good in Orlando, explore Everest Place and all that it has to offer. And they discuss about how there's space for families and some statistics of it. So if we look here, the development size is 217 acres and it's going to be at a price tag of nearly $1 billion. From there, they're saying that's going to be highway access 1 minute to both Florida 429 and US 192, with 35 minutes to Orlando International Airport. I wonder how they got that because of I-4 being nightmare. And they say that's 10 minutes to Walt Disney World, which I can personally vouch for, when US 192 isn't a nightmare unless you take 429 to the Western Way expansion. Now, if we go into the resorts, this is where on their website, and my disclaimer of information might be invalidated is truly evident. They expect 1,000 to 1,500 hotel rooms in the 5-star luxury resort, with 1,000 to 1,500 vacation homes in the family-friendly resort, which, as I'll show you later on, I have no idea what this means. But they are expecting 100,000 plus visitors, so guess time will tell on that one. And we can see for their multifamily apartments, and I don't know at the time of recording this off the top of my head if the number of 600 long-term rental apartments and 700 vacation homes is correct. They're also expecting 100,000 square feet of apartment space, as well as 10,000 square feet of office space, which I would assume would be where they're going to run the show, as well as their community development district. And then just at the bottom, they say that it's strategically situated, everything at your doorstep with unmatched accessibility, and it shows a map of where they're going to be in relation to Walt Disney World Resort. The closest park is going to be Animal Kingdom and Blizzard Beach Waterpark, with the two farthest areas going to be the Magic Kingdom and Disney Springs. Typhoon Lagoon, Hollywood Studios, and Epcot will be in that median of it. And then you have ESPN Wide World of Sports, which will also be accessible very easily from the property if you take 192 and go up to Osceola Parkway. So now we are at the luxury hotel where they say that we'll be able to indulge in 5-star luxury. Now this brand would be Kempinski, and I am almost certain I'm getting that name wrong. They are a European hotel chain that I have never actually heard of until this project. So they're going to have 500 hotel rooms with 23 villas, with a 2,000 person ballroom. And again, they are projecting a 2023 opening. And then from there, they say here that luxury isn't everything. We pride ourselves in providing our guest experiences that meet or exceed the highest of expectations for comfort, decor, and luxury, with personalized service, state-of-the-art amenities, and sophisticated accommodations. And then they just have, again, a standard slew of photographs with some very nice looking rooms, but some that kind of don't make sense because this is all stock imagery on their website so far. But we'll now go over to the hidden kids resort webpage. That was actually very interesting on how I found that. So, funny thing about this webpage was I happened to find it through Google search. I wanted to see what was on this website, if there's anything hidden. So on Google, I actually typed in site : and then just everestplace.com. And I happened to come up to kids resorts. And this is where the second part of it is really Nickelodeon themed, outside of the image from May that they put up on their Facebook and Instagram, I should say. So if you look on this webpage here, you can see that they say that it's going to be a fun getaway for the whole family, and that it's going to be in Orlando with 300 rooms. They're using keys as a change for this, with 200 condo hotel units. And the interesting too with it is that they're going to have 24-hour in-room service, as well as an anticipated opening of sometime in 2023. The funny thing is as well, they're using all this Nickelodeon branding, but they're saying our partner has plans to construct a family-friendly, kid-themed resort, but they're all Nickelodeon imagery. And they mention again here 300 keys or rooms with 200 condo hotel units at Everest Place. But if you look, availability says 500 rooms in itself. And the amenities for it's going to be room service, spa, and a fitness center, and it's going to be all-inclusive. The remainder of this webpage is just imagery of the resort. And over in this section here with the gallery that they have on the website, they show 3 images. One says Nick, and the other 2 say Nickelodeon Hotels and Resorts very clearly. So that's going to be one of the very interesting parts where they're saying our partner, yet they have straight Nickelodeon imagery. But it is worth noting at this time that the imagery that they are using on the website is indicative of the new Riviera Maya Hotel that Nickelodeon just opened up this year. So from there, we migrate now to December 30th of 2020, with Growth Spotter now reporting that Everest is now prepping for construction. And in the article, they mention again how they're prepping to start construction in the summer of 2021. A permit filed on August 2nd of 2021 is indicating that they are preparing to start clearing land. So it appears that they are behind schedule because of the pandemic. And they note here that the company has agreements in place for 3 hotel flags to build separate and unique resorts combined with a total of 1,800 standard hotel rooms and condo hotel units on the property, all slated for 2023. And the CEO at the time does say, we anticipate that by next year, definitely by the tail end of 2021, I think things will start coming back to normal as most people have been vaccinated by then because of the pandemic. And they know that we've already seen that in Orlando. People are traveling. Although it's not the same as last year, people are just itching to get back to normality, and I think Orlando will bounce back in a big way on the hospitality side. And they mention here as well, at the time, that those will include a 5-star conference center hotel, a kids-themed resort and water park, and the Grand Medina Conservative Lifestyle Resort and Spa. And note that they are 3 different non-competing brands that sort of complement each other. How that's going to be, I don't know. And then from there, they go on to say that it would be a luxury full-service conference hotel with 500 rooms, 23 villas, restaurants and bars, and a ballroom that could accommodate 2,000 guests. And they said that they can't tell us because they have an NDA. Well, they told us in May, and they accidentally told us in February of 2021, and we will get to that momentarily. From there, they did say that the development will be phased, with the first phase consisting of 200 hotel rooms and 200 condo hotel units intended for longer stays. And then from there, the kids resort would be next. And they're saying that the firm is in negotiations with a branding partner for the kid-friendly resort, and that the first phase would consist of 200 hotel rooms, its own restaurant, water park, and amenities, plus 100 condo hotel units, and that would be approved for future expansion of an additional 100 hotel rooms and condos. And then the Grand Medina Resort and Spa would be a 4-star hotel with 165 rooms and 100 condo units in phase 1. And this will have, again, a women's club with spa services, private pools, a gym, yoga studio, and cafe. And the one thing that I personally like on this that they know is that Grand Medina will be the only resort on the community that will be alcohol-free. And they would be building a massive lake on the almost entire length of the property, separating development from the wetlands area on the western half of the property, and that the lake would provide stormwater treatment and retention, and that they will have a water taxi, something that I would actually be surprised if they go forward with, dependent on how Florida weather can be. I know Disney already has it, so I can see that, but from what I've seen so far, they have no plans to build a dock. So it's very interesting that this Facebook post came up on May 20th, because if we look at the article again from February 16th, 2021 from Growth Spotter, they mentioned that the brand is leaked then, and they also note that the developer Everest companies took the video down after Growth Spotter had reached out for comment, and the CEO of Everest said that the video should not have been posted and could have had misinformation. And that's what's very interesting. If the brands had misinformation, why a few months later do we see the images now on your screen, including this one with nobody at the table, and you can see very clear the 3 brands is Misk by Shaza, Nickelodeon Hotel and Resorts, and Kempinski. And again, I do apologize if I got any of those names wrong. So it's very interesting that they're taking this approach of not saying the names, yet they also have the whole webpage dedicated to Nickelodeon. Hey everyone, I'm reshooting this outro because I didn't like the way that I had the initial outro, and because of the way that I shot all the computer stuff yesterday, it became very disjointed. But I am very interested to see what Everest can bring to the table in the Orlando hospitality market especially if they're going to bring Nickelodeon back after a nearly 10-year-long hiatus for them having a presence here in Orlando outside of the Nickelodeon Experiences design group. That being said, I do think that Orlando and Nickelodeon have some potential future going on, whether it be the hotel or even if they start some of their productions back over here. That would be interesting to see, but cost effectiveness being out in California and having all the studios out there, but that's all besides the point of this video. It is going to be very interesting as well going down the line and seeing like Brightline coming in with Disney and the Epic Universe at Universal, that Orlando is only going to be growing, and Nickelodeon, they're coming back in at a very good time. Even though the original hotel had issues, and I think part of that personally was due to when they went to partner with Marriott and lost the Holiday Inn branding, that there was some infighting, but I can't really vouch for that other than just watching what happened. It would be very nice to have Nickelodeon back personally. I am from the 90s, so Nick kid in some regards. But I do hope Everest is able to do this in the future as well, getting construction up by the end of the year, as it's also going to help our economy as well, as we've had some pauses going on, especially at the parks, because of the pandemic and all. But other than that, it's going to be very interesting, and I know I said earlier at the beginning of the video that I had not reached out to any of these companies. If any of the companies do catch a wind of this video, and they would like to reach out to me for a potential follow-up video or an interview or anything like that, they are free to reach me in the About section of this channel where they can get my email. Other than that, I am James with AllCentralFlorida. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.